Right now, you are operating inside a system that was designed before you arrived, and unless you change the conditions of that system, it will govern you for as long as you stay inside it. Most men try to win inside the system. They compete harder, they perform better, they accumulate more, and the system remains unchanged because it was not designed to be changed by the people operating within it. Augustus Caesar understood something no Roman before him had ever operationalized. You do not change a system by fighting it. You change it by changing the conditions under which it operates. And he did it from the inside, without anyone being able to point to the moment it happened. There is someone in your life right now who is operating at a level you cannot reach, not because they are more talented, not because they have more resources, but because they are playing a different game inside the same system you are both in. Today on Ironframe, we study the most consequential decision Augustus Caesar ever made. Not a battle, not a conquest, a decision about conditions. This is how it is done. In 44 BC, Julius Caesar was assassinated. The Roman Republic, the most powerful governing system in the known world, was in open civil war. Octavian, the man who would become Augustus Caesar, was 19 years old. He had no army, no political office, no institutional backing. Every advisor around him said the same thing: wait. Octavian did not wait, but here is what almost every account of this moment gets wrong. He did not fight the system either. He did something far more dangerous than fighting. He identified the 3 specific conditions that made the system function, and then quietly began changing them, one at a time, from the inside. Condition 1, he changed who controlled the military, not by seizing it by force, by making himself the only man the military trusted above all others. Through sustained personal investment over years, he learned names. He paid from his own funds. He showed up. The military did not obey him because they had to. They chose to. Condition 2, he changed what legitimacy meant. The Republic derived its power from the Senate. So Augustus did not abolish the Senate. He kept it. He gave it more ceremony than it had ever had before. Longer sessions, more elaborate rituals, greater public spectacle, and simultaneously made its actual approval irrelevant to how power functioned. The Senate became the most impressive institution in Rome at exactly the moment it stopped being the most powerful one. Condition 3. He changed what the title of power meant. Julius Caesar had used the title dictator. That title made Caesar a target because it announced supreme power to everyone who feared supreme power. Augustus refused the title dictator when the Senate offered it. He took instead the title princeps, first citizen, a title that sounded administrative, that sounded modest, that sounded temporary, and was in fact absolute. 3 conditions changed. Military loyalty redirected, the meaning of legitimacy redefined, the title of power retitled. The Republic was still standing. Every institution was still in place. The ceremonies were more elaborate than ever, and Augustus was governing an empire from the inside without anyone being able to point to the moment it happened. He did not win the game. He changed what winning the game required, and that not military genius, not political cunning, not personal charisma, is the most consequential thing any man has ever done inside a system he did not design. The system you are in right now. the one that was designed before you arrived. 3 of its conditions can be changed. Most men will never identify which 3. What Augustus understood, and what we are going to break into 4 precise principles today, is that the man who controls the conditions of a system never has to fight within it. He simply changes what the system rewards, and then watches everyone else reorganize themselves accordingly. This is the psychology we are studying, not how to compete better, how to change the conditions under which the competition happens so that the competition itself becomes irrelevant. 4 principles, each one a specific mechanism Augustus used, each one operational in the system you are in right now. Principle 1. The man who changes conditions never announces the change. He lets the system announce it for him. Principle 2. The most dangerous position in any system is the one that appears to serve the system while actually directing it. Principle 3. Small changes that individually appear insignificant become collectively irreversible. Principle 4. The man who changes conditions from the inside is never remembered as a revolutionary. He is remembered as the period in which things changed. These are the 4 principles. This is the psychology Augustus used to govern an empire for 41 years, from the inside, without anyone being able to point to the moment it began. Principle 1. The man who changes conditions never announces the change. He lets the system announce it for him. When Augustus changed the conditions of how military loyalty worked, he made no announcement, no proclamation, no public declaration. The military simply began orienting toward him, and the system noticed and announced it for him. The man who announces what he is doing invites resistance. The system is designed to resist declared changes, because declared changes require the system to consciously choose to accept or reject them. The system always defaults to rejection when given the choice. The man who changes conditions without announcing them never triggers the system's rejection mechanism. The change happens. The system processes it as natural evolution and then announces it as its own idea. Principle 2. The most dangerous position in any system is the one that appears to serve the system while actually directing it. Augustus held the title Princeps, First Citizen. The title appeared to serve the Republic by subordinating itself to the Republic's framework. In reality, the title had been constructed to direct the Republic by replacing the conditions under which the Republic's power operated. The dominant position invites challenges. Every man in the system can see it. Every man measures himself against it. Every man calculates whether he can contest it. The administrative position invites assistance. No man contests what appears to be helping him. Real-world application. You want to direct the outcome of a project. Do not take the project lead role. That role generates scrutiny and challenge. Take the role that controls the conditions under which the project lead makes decisions. Control the information he receives. Control the resources available to him. Control the timeline he operates within. You direct everything. He leads everything. The system is satisfied. Augustus was never assassinated. Julius Caesar was assassinated. The difference was not security or loyalty or military strength. The difference was that Augustus never occupied a position the system recognized as worth removing. The system cannot resist what it believes is helping it. This is the mechanism behind Principle 2. Occupy the position the system accepts. Direct from there. Never be the most visible person in the room. Never announce the direction. Control the conditions under which direction is determined. The most powerful men in any system are almost never the ones the system is watching. That is Principle 2. Principle 3. Small changes that individually appear insignificant become collectively irreversible. Augustus spent 41 years making small condition changes, each one individually defensible as administrative necessity, each one appearing completely routine to the institutions around him, collectively constituting the complete reorganization of how power functioned in the ancient world. Each individual change passes one test before it is made. Does this appear to be a reasonable administrative adjustment? If yes, make it. If no, wait. Reframe it until it passes, then make it. Real-world application. You want to change the direction of your industry. You do not launch a competing institution. You make one administratively defensible change inside the existing institution. Change who controls one information flow. Wait for the institution to discover it has been moving in a new direction for the past 6 months. There is a threshold in every condition change sequence, the point at which the accumulated changes cannot be undone without destroying the system itself. Augustus reached that threshold approximately 15 years into his role. After that point, his changes could not be reversed. The empire had grown around his conditions. His conditions had become the empire. Patience in this context is not passive. It is the sustained discipline of making only changes that pass the administrator test continuously, without stopping, without seeking credit, until the threshold of irreversibility is crossed. Cross the threshold. The system defends your conditions for you, not because it chose to, because it cannot remove them without destroying itself. That is the only kind of permanence worth building. That is Principle 3. Principle 4. The man who changes conditions from the inside is never remembered as a revolutionary. He is remembered as the period. The revolutionary is studied by every subsequent generation because he is identified as a mechanism that can be replicated or resisted. His method is extracted, catalogued, and defended against. The condition architect is not studied as a mechanism. He is studied as a time. His method remains invisible in the historical record and therefore remains available to the next man who understands it. Augustus is called the first Roman emperor. He never called himself that. He called himself Princeps. The empire named him emperor decades later, after the conditions he established had become so permanent that the title simply described what the conditions had already made inevitable. The system announced what he was long after he had already been it. Real-world application. You want to change the direction of your industry. Do not call yourself a disruptor. Disruptors are resisted. The system recognizes the declared intent to change it and activates its entire defensive architecture. Call yourself a problem solver. Identify one problem the system acknowledges it has. Solve it in a way that changes one condition while solving it. The system welcomes you in. The condition changes. You move to the next problem. The condition architect's anonymity is not modesty. It is operational intelligence. The man who is not seen changing conditions cannot be stopped from changing conditions. The man who announces he is changing conditions will be stopped before the changes become irreversible. Change conditions, not competitions. Occupy the position the system accepts, not the one it watches. Make changes continuously until irreversibility is crossed. Stay invisible until the system names you. This is condition architecture. This is what Augustus did for 41 years. And this is what we are going to apply to your system right now. Subscribe if you want to think at that level. I will see you then.